Well, it was a day that belonged to England once again. Records galore for them all together. Joe Root and Harry Brook. They broke a record of sorts with that wonderful partnership of theirs. Lots of applause from the Barmy Army and their fans. And then you've got a triple centurion. 300 runs for Harry Brook. What a performance that was by him. All right, just a quick reminder of how things went. Well, England made 823 for 7 in response to Pakistan's 556, courtesy that wonderful triple century by Harry Brook alongside Root, who scored those wonderful 262 runs. In response, Pakistan really struggling, 152 for 6. Salman Ali Agha is still out there with that 41 and Saud Shakil on 29. Pakistan trailing by 151 runs. Well, great to be here on pitch side, and England in a dominating position. They've managed to score 800 runs. I don't know the last time that we heard this score was basically scored by any kind of team, but that's the kind of domination that we saw from England today. So huge congratulations to them. And really, in terms of who contributed towards that 800 runs, we've got a triple centurion here with us who seems to love playing against Pakistan. Harry Brook joins us alongside David Gower on pitch side. Harry, huge congratulations to you. Wonderful performance. I mean, it's been a records galore today for England in all ways, because when you score 800 runs, there will be a few records that have been broken. But you've taken a liking to scoring in Pakistan. The last time you came, you scored 500 runs, nearly 500 runs, and now you've come back and you've scored a triple hundred. So tell us a little about how you feel.
Yeah, pretty good. No, I enjoyed batting out there today with Rooty especially. Yeah, it was a good surface and there wasn't much on offer for the bowlers, so yeah, tried to cash in as much as I could.
Now, we saw you cash in with Joe Root. I mean, you seem to have this understanding with him as well, just in terms of when you're out there. It's always great to have that kind of understanding while you're playing out there. It was very evident. So what was it like to be with him out there?
Yeah, obviously we both play at the same county as well, so we've played a lot of cricket together. He's one of the best players to ever play the game, England's greatest ever batter, so he goes about his business unbelievably well. He plays the ball so late and puts the bowlers under immense pressure, and he's extremely hard to get out as well. So yeah, it's quite comforting batting with him and watching him make it look so easy.
Yeah. Before I come to DG and just on what he thinks about your innings, just on your fitness then, because to score 300 runs and be out there for so many hours, it's a testament of how fit he is and generally. So is that something that you've really looked after, or in particular you sort of work hard on? Because to score 300 runs in this heat in Multan, it's some effort.
Yeah, it certainly was tiring. I had to lie down a couple of times, but no, at the start of the year I had a little bit of a break. I had a few months off, so I tried to cash in on my fitness there and try and eat well and lose a bit of weight and get myself as fit as possible. So it definitely did help, but yeah, I got a little way to go yet.
All right, DG, your thoughts on his wonderful knock then?
If he says he's got a little way to go yet, I'm a bit worried, because the heights have not yet been scaled. I feel as though I should be kneeling in front of greatness, to be honest. This is, in a sense, highlights the difference between generations, because fitness levels nowadays are much higher. Techniques are different. I mean, the ingenuity that Harry uses to make these shots, to almost manufacture shots, make up shots, to toy with bowlers, is very much a sign of the way the modern game is played. And you can tell that by the strike rates. I mean, for the sake of history, remember playing against Pakistan at the Oval in '87. They got 703. Javed Miander got 260. But it took them 2 full days and a session. So it was at 200 odd overs. This is all done in 150 overs. And that's how you win games. I mean, historically here in Pakistan, a lot of draws because a lot of runs might have been scored, but not so quickly. So the way you play, as was evidenced 2 years ago, and especially here today, means that you put yourself in great positions, which is why this England team deserves to be where it is at the moment.
Yeah, they've definitely put themselves in a great position, Harry. When you came out to bat after 556, who would have thought that they would put together 800 runs? A great position England is in now because they've already got the wickets as well. Feeling confident about tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like at one stage we could have wrapped it up tonight. Obviously that wasn't to be, but yeah, we come back tomorrow, put them under immense pressure again, and try and finish it quickly.
Yeah. All right, I think you deserve some rest. Go and get a massage. Those limbs and legs probably need that as well. Thank you so much for your thoughts. DG, you're going to stay here as always because we need some more analysis.
I've not been drained of energy, I promise you. It's fun watching.
It's great to be watching rather than playing out there in this heat for sure. On that note, we'll take a short breather and we'll be back just in a bit. We'll be joined by Amir Sohail. Phenomenal performance then by England, and it was a day where records were created, some records were broken, and just a list of all the landmarks that have been achieved today, starting off with that wonderful partnership between Joe Root and Harry Brook. Some individual records in there as well. A triple century to Harry Brook's name, and the fourth highest innings total in Test cricket. Well, we've now been joined by Amir Sohail on pitchside. Amir, a day that Pakistan would like to forget for sure, an abject surrender in the end in terms of their batting in response to that 800. So a lot of things to look at and reflect upon.
I think I wouldn't advise them to forget this day, because if they forget, they won't be able to reflect upon what transpired on this day. I think they have to deal with quite a few issues. And for me, the most important issue they have to deal with is to adjust the bowling attack, because this bowling attack hasn't worked well for Pakistan. So what they need to do is find the right options to be able to compete well. The reason why the Pakistani batsmen been faltering in the second innings, because the bowling side, they leak so many and concede so many runs in the first inning, and the batters, they start to feel a lot of pressure, and they've been faltering. And at the same time, what coaches need to do is they have to sit down with the batters and identify what mistakes they are committing in the second innings, and that is the way forward. And if you say they have to forget about everything, I think this will not help Pakistan at all.
Well, the question though is it a mere psychological issue that Pakistan is dealing with? Because this is not the first time that we are seeing a second innings collapse by them. The kind of shots that we saw at display today, the way they got out, they're no real demons in that pitch.
It's a combination of so many things. Once you concede a big total and you eyeing a defeat, you are threatened with that. Obviously, you feel a lot of pressure. But in the second inning, what happens is under pressure, their technique is exposed more. If you look at openers, Abdullah Shafiq's technique, I mean, his bat is coming down with an angle for an opener. He has to show the awareness of the off stump, and at the same time he has to defend the stumps. And if your downswing is not correct and you leave gap between bat and pad, in international cricket that will be exploited. And then you see the other players, there are technical deficiencies. So in my opinion, the coaches, they need to work with the players. At the moment, these coaches are with the Pakistani team for last couple of series, but they haven't been able to identify the issues which the players, they have to eradicate.
Right. Highest score for Joe Root then as well. I mean, what a story he's been for England overall. We've spoken about all the achievements that he's had so far, but this knock in particular in the heat in Multan was really a standout performance by him.
It was lovely to watch. It reflects actually a little bit of what Amir's talking about, because what Joe has done over 12 years now or so is hone a technique. I mean, he's a very talented cricketer, but if you look at shots like that where the footwork is good, the balance is good, I always look at rhythm for a batsman. And there was a moment probably 3 or 4 years ago where Joe's rhythm was slightly out. But you look at the footwork here and everything is perfectly coordinated. So he gets himself in really good positions. He likes batting on pitches like this. The only time sometimes he looks a bit awkward is when there's a bit more bounce. And one of the things he needs to tick off, for instance, is making 100 against Australia in Australia. But in conditions like this, he is just so hungry for runs. And we've talked to Harry Brook tonight already, who's obviously learned from the master. Both are fluent Yorkie, but they have the same hunger for runs, and just they enjoy it. I mean, I was talking to Harry just now, not just a conversation on air, but they really love batting. Yep. But you do need that solid technique. You do need to work on that.
Well, we're talking about partnerships and the record that this partnership has created between Harry Brook and Joe Root. What a partnership it's been between them. When you talk about the kind of standard that it has set. Again, Amir, when you look at batting, the batting is also comes in partnerships, and these two seem to have a great understanding between each other.
Well, they paired off well, that's for sure. These numbers are showing to you that, yes, they complement each other. But at the same time, you have to say that not only they dominated the game, but they dominated the conditions as well. And by dominating the conditions, they have opened the door for an English win here. On a placid track, everybody was talking about after the first innings, Pakistan might have a chance. But with the batting effort of these two, the game has changed on its head.
Right. What does Pakistan do tomorrow, Amir? I know it's a they're sort of staring at defeat because they're already 6 down. But at least as a team, when they're getting together and they're having their team management meeting, there will be talk around what the approach should be.
Well, they can delay the inevitable. I think they have to think ahead. Either a miracle can save them. They have to think ahead. They have to actually identify the problems the Pakistani team has at the moment. Once they are able to identify, then they can move forward. If they stay like this, I don't think Pakistan cricket moving forward. I'm sorry.
All right. So there has to be some form of change that we need to witness from Pakistan. Thank you so much for your thoughts, Amir. It's always a pleasure to have you, DG, on Pitchside. And we have the final day of this test match lined up for you. Pretty certain that we will get a result. There's no forecast of rain. So really, we will definitely be getting a result there. So quick look at what we have for you tomorrow. All right, so we'll be meeting you tomorrow on day 5 of this test match at 9:25 a.m. The coverage starts tomorrow at that particular time. And things are looking good for England. It's been a day that they've dominated proceedings completely, and tomorrow they will be looking to finish things off. From a Pakistan point of view, lots to reflect on, lots to figure out before that second test match as well. I hope you guys enjoyed today's coverage. Until tomorrow, it's goodbye.